Like every component of this project, challenges surfaced almost daily. At Mackay, installing a 1.8 kilometre pipeline through mangroves to the nearby creek created its share of headaches.
We're in the middle of a mangrove. We do have to contend with a lot of different issues. The amount of snakes, wildlife we have here, and that's just been logistically a nightmare, digging through the swamp. Reducing the amount of mangrove we take out, we've reduced that right down to very little, which is good. You work tides, so you may have bubbles of water coming up through the bottom of the trench, or we had one section just massive collapsing because the ground is just basically mangrove mud.
The installation of pipes remained the most crucial and labour-intensive part of the project. Comprising more than 42 kilometres of pipeline, the most challenging part of the project involved reversing an existing 600mm diameter pipeline and installing 12 kilometres of 900mm diameter cement-lined steel pipe through a growing urban centre.
It's such a long pipeline and it's such a large diameter that you have very, very dynamic forces working in those pipelines, and those forces of momentum and actual velocities and things create all sorts of issues like vacuum and air release issues. You've also got to dive the pipe under roads and culverts, and you've got to rise up over things, and what that creates is a pipeline that is not a straight pipeline.
When you get to certain depths, sort of below 3 metres, we're finding a lot of groundwater and running sand, which creates a set of problems for us in terms of trench stability and dewatering and what have you.
What lies beneath the surface had the potential to make or break this landmark project. Concrete-lined pipes weaving their way through the residential areas. Such was its complexity, in-camera surveys were vital, checking and double-checking every metre of pipe laid during its construction.
It's got a elevating head that we can move up and down, and also the lens will rotate 360 so we can check every joint as we go up to make sure it's sealed properly.
You just can't plan for it, and I guess the recovery from it isn't just picking up the mud, it's picking up the people. People here have put in that 2 years. They really were crushed as a group, as a team, when we were hit by the floods in February.
If construction wasn't challenging enough, the February floods in 2008 had an enormous impact. The financial and emotional cost reverberated just as strongly with all involved in the Mackay water recycling project.
All 7 areas were working. We had full workforce, full staff. We were at our peak, and we're all focused on that home run.
The floods may have delayed its completion date, but it failed to dampen anyone's spirits. Work quickly resumed, and it wasn't long before we were toasting to the success of one of regional Australia's largest and most innovative wastewater recycling projects.
Thank you to everyone. I can't thank you enough for keeping your shoulders to the wheel.